Hi, it's that time of month on the Sedge Tool channel. We go over some Festool tips and tricks, and we brought Boom Boom! So in this episode, we're gonna cover a lot of tips and tricks on the Festool clamping system, but some also great clamps that have come out to work in the dog holes on the MFT. Check this out.
Hey Sedge, you know when I'm using these clamps, these S-style clamps on the MFT, I have a hard time getting a good bite on them. Can you help me out with that?
Yes. So, you know, Boom Boom, that's a great question because over the years, I've seen people struggle with these. And you'll notice that there's a little bit of play back here. So, when I put this in from underneath and go like this, I see a lot of people go like this and it just creeps up. So what you need to do, whether you're using the ratcheting clamp or this screw style F clamp, put your finger back here and hold it, that engages it. Go ahead and try it. And it's that simple. Here's something that's come out in recent years, okay? My buddy makes these. I'll have a link below. It's his Etsy shop, Petrie's Workshop. And what's nice about it is if you're gonna clamp something in multiple pieces, see how that falls all the way down? Well, what this does is it doesn't make it fall all the way down. So now it's easier to engage and less of a hassle. Go ahead and try that.
Oh.
Isn't that sweet?
That's sweet.
Cool. And the other thing that's nice about it, you'll see the flat right here. They also hold up like this when you're clamping something.
Hey Sedge, so I got a question for you. So like sometimes when I'm cutting on my MFT, like the clamp, the holes are just not set up to where I can actually get it. They're either too close or too far away. I don't know what to do.
Huh, me either. You get two boards, the same thickness. It's pretty simple. This is an old machinist clamping trick. It's called a bridge clamp. You take a piece of wood here, and this is the heel, this is the toe part of the clamp, and you clamp closest to the heel, and that piece will never move. So Boom Boom, you get any questions on the K-Pex?
Yeah, I do actually. So I have this, but I don't understand what these flat spots are.
Oh, on the hold down?
Yeah.
The pad? I'm glad you asked. So let me show you, man. Okay, so putting it on, you got a flat back here. You put it in the hole here, you turn it around. Okay, so your typical hold down is usually on other miter saws is just a big cup washer with a ball joint here, and you can't get where it really counts on some applications, downward pressure up against the fence at 90 degrees. Where this really shines and those flats were designed for it is getting pressure. Say I'm cutting this molding and I have to cut it in a vertical position. I can take it, see how I can get really close and bring that down and lock that molding in just like that.
That's sick.
Hey, Boom Boom, have you ever had a problem with these clamping elements?
Yeah, sometimes I just don't get enough pressure here. Is there like a way to make that a little bit more pressure?
Yes. You want to know?
That would be great.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
This is a really cool sweatshirt. It says
you.
Team Fidelis.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain what it is?
Yeah, so Team Fidelis is a veteran organization that we run that does woodworking and shooting. So we get veterans out, get them engaged, and put them in the shop, let them build stuff, and teach them how to do that. And it's just amazing watching that happen because they just lose themselves in the wood, and everything else falls away, and that's very healing.
That is awesome. Hey, how did it come about?
So a group of me and some fellas in the back of a Jefferson's Bar and Grill had some wings, and we said, hey, what do we want to do? Yep.
It's all about the wings!
So we said, hey, we're going to do something, and we just kind of went from there.
Thanks, man. That's really cool.
Appreciate
How long you been doing it?
10 years now.
Wicked. Okay, so what the clamping element set is, it's you get two of these dogs and they go in these dog holes, right? But I want to explain how they work. Right here you have an eccentric cam. It's an offset center. It's basically a round wedge. So when I put it in the opposing hole and I go like this, it locks it down. So I can sand and not, get in one of those bars with the F-style clamps. But what happens over the years, you get wear and tear on there. And a lot of people don't know this. Right here on the side, there's a little hex nut in there. See that?
Yep.
Okay. And by, what size is that? By taking a 3mm hex and turning it either way, if it's too tight or too loose, you can create extra pressure on there. So you can get some nice extra pressure in there.
Nice.
I hope this helps. You want to see something really cool?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so in almost every one of our videos, Chris and I usually have a TSO clamp. I call it a clamp. It's actually a dog. It's a stop. You know how I just talked about this as a dog, okay, on the clamping elements? This is a longer dog. On the bottom, you will have these 20mm pods that work in these chamfered holes. And I can put it like this. And this is such a must-have for the MFT for a variety of reasons. But that locks right in like that. You lock it in like this, and it makes a really nice repeatable stop. So if I'm going to work on this cherry here with a scraper, I can just take it like this, and it impedes the forward momentum of that. So another great feature of these TDS 13 stops is you can create, because of the way the dog holes are drilled on this table at a perfect 90 degrees to each other, I can create a perfect 90 degrees in here, and this helps when I do some assembly, or it makes an even better cradle for this.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Sedge, so I love these, but you know, what happens when I got really thin stock and, you know, if I'm trying to do that, I'm going to hit this?
I'm glad you asked. Ooh. So for working on really, really thin material, I am so glad that TSO came out with these. It's based off their chamfer dogs. And when I slide this in like this, look how beautiful this is. It makes a perfect stop, low profile, and I can bang that in there. And I can work this walnut effortlessly now without damaging my edge tool.
Hey, Sedge, do you have any ideas on how to clamp vertically?
Oh yeah, it's kind of difficult, right?
Yeah, see, I always end up like this.
Okay, no worries. So when I'm clamping vertically, I always have two clamps because you don't want one to become a pivot point. So I'll slide this in here like this. And even before I put the other clamp in, I create what is known as a dead man. I bring this in here like this, okay, and clamp, and then I'll take another one, slide it in here like this. Now it's not all wonky, and I can do my work like this. And when I put pressure on here, a true dead man is right here. It keeps it from shifting down. So, boom, boom, tell me, was that helpful?
That was great, man.
Oh, good. I'm glad you could come by and hang out. Where are you from?
Kansas City.
Nice. Is that in Kansas?
Well, there's two of them. There's one in Kansas, Missouri, and then there's a Kansas, Kansas.
Oh, that's right. They're just across a river?
Yep.
Oh, wicked cool. Okay, everybody. As we always wrap this up, I'm going to ask you a question. I think this is going to be released tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is the busiest day in Indianapolis. It's the Indy 500. Have you ever been?
I have never been.
Neither have I. Here's a question. Have you ever been to the Indy 500? So, as we always wrap up these videos,
be positive.
Stay sharp, and we mean wicked sharp.